Hi, everyone. Good evening. Hello, everyone online. So I am Terry Bernor. I just want to say welcome. I am so glad you're here. Is everybody online? Is everybody in the Portland room ready to participate? Oh, I hear somebody's got their sound on.
There you are.
All right, make sure that you're muted here in the room, if you would please, so we don't hear an echo of what all is being broadcast. We have nearly 60 people online that are joining us as one integrated congregation. So this is quite a thrill, but we're so glad that you're here. And we'll go ahead and get started in just 1 second. All right? All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Talking a little bit about how technology always is a little finicky, and that's part of our experiment. I had hoped that we could start off with her telling you that instead of me telling her that. So let's just give it another second. Sorry, folks, appreciate your patience. You get to ride along with us on this technology experiment. All right, so already you get a first-hand witness of what technology sometimes can be. So I will invoke the Reverend Lynn Unger, as she says so eloquently that part of what we get to do is practice grace. We get to practice relaxing into the anomalies of life, the things that don't go as planned, the happy accidents. And so let us use this moment as a time to just embrace what may come. And we'll move on to the rest of our service. Our call to worship by the Reverend Bill Sinkford.
In any case, we're so glad that you're here, whether you're in the room in Portland or in the library on your tablet, whoever you are, wherever you are, welcome. So
support and the challenge that community can offer. Whether you come virtually or physically, we welcome your spirit into this community of memory and of hope, wherever you are.
Our gathering forms a community with no geographic edge. Here in Portland and across the world online, we come together to seek what is deepest and most true, to cultivate imagination, wonder, and the courage to act and to care for one another. Will the people here in this room join me in saying, "We light this chalice in faith, in hope, and in love. The chalice is lit in Portland."
All right, those of us in Portland won't be able to hear the people online singing. Hopefully they can hear us. But let's imagine the collective chorus of voices coming together from everywhere as we sing. This song has two parts. I'll sing the first part, and then I'll sing the second part, and then you can pick the part you want. First part goes like this. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Yes, and there's a place you can clap, and I thought about clapping myself, but I think I would miss the keys or something, so make sure you clap. All right, part B goes like this. Sing to the power of the faith within. Sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the faith within. All right, so sing both of them. Here we go, now let us sing. Sing to the power of the faith within. Sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the faith within. Now hope. Sing to the power of the hope within. Sing to the power of the hope within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the hope within. Now love, sing to the power of the love within. Sing to the power of the love within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the love within.
The joys that are too great for one heart to hold. The sorrows that are too much for one heart to bear. Local and world events which call upon us to bear witness. In the heart of love and in the spirit of prayer, I invite you now to share your joys and sorrows in the chat window on your devices. You can sit quietly in your seat, or you're welcome to light a candle. Let us share this moment of joys and sorrows, both here and around the land. source of all, source of love and justice. Oh, how we long for a day when no more unarmed black or brown folks are needlessly shot by police. Oh, how we long for a day when the police who do shoot unarmed black and brown folks are held accountable for their actions. Oh, how we long for a day when every single American would rise up and say, enough is enough, we must end this violence. Clearly, we are not finished. Oh no, we will never be finished. Never done until the light of justice is lit behind every eye. Our fear and despair is not the end of us, not the end of this story, not the end of our dreams. We are braver than we have ever conceived, and this will not be the end. We have come together here in person, here in the virtual space, here in our full life, to take back the world that is the rightful inheritance of our children, that of beloved community. There will be more love someday, but justice is our demand now. We are endless, firelit, and determined. May all the dreams we have dreamed come into being now and evermore. Amen.
There is hurting in my family. There is sorrow in my town. There's a panic in the nation. There is wailing the whole world round. But I am open and I am willing. To be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change.
got from, I have a dream, to the need to hang a Black Lives Matter banner on the front of this church. How did we get there? A generation ago, we thought we were going to finally redeem the American dream and end the racial nightmare. We thought we had it pretty well figured out. I'm quoting James Baldwin in that language, in The Fire Next Time, who said, if we, the relatively conscious ones, who must, like lovers, insist on or create the consciousness of others, if we do not falter in our duty now, we may be able, handful that we are, to end the racial nightmare and achieve America and change the course of human history. It was written more than 50 years ago. So one of the realities that I deal with, and I think many of you deal with, is that somehow, not for want of trying, not for good intention, not for a lot of activism, somehow we failed. And we need to be present to that failure if we're going to find a way forward. Because despite the laws that were passed, and despite the success of the few, despite Oprah and Obama, and despite even me, we failed. Staying present to that failure requires real discipline for me, because we would much rather be out celebrating. One of the realities, I think, is that we were sold a dream that was too simple. It was not Dr. King's complete dream, make no mistake. But we were sold a dream. It was the dream of innocent young black and white children sitting at the American table, or at least in the American schoolhouse. It was a dream of innocence, and its fatal flaw was that it was not a dream of struggle. It was not a dream of struggle. And there were two problems with it. One was that there was no room in that dream for the reality of the violence, for the theft of the land from native folks, no room for the slavery, no room for the oppression of one immigrant community after another. There was no room for that in that dream of innocence and love. That was one problem. But the bigger problem with that dream, I think, is that it made progress toward the beloved community look inevitable. And it made it look so easy. All we had to do was sit down at that table. All we had to do. And the reality is, it glossed over the truth. So the truth is that progress is never guaranteed. It's hard won, each and every step of the way. And so, community of resistance, I think that's what we need to become. It's language we need to work with, tools we need to build on. Because resistance is what love looks like when it confronts hate. Resistance is what love looks like when it confronts violence. And I think that's how we need to start thinking of ourselves, as a community of resistance. Another thing that I think we're going to need, though, just as Dr. King gave us poetry for the particular dream 50 years ago, I think we're going to need to develop a poetry of resistance and a poetry of pluralism. Because I think we're going to need some spiritual resources to see us through. A poetry that affirms the hope and the possibility found in the struggle, in the real and difficult work of building the beloved community. The Reverend Leslie Takahashi writes, "Let us see the fractions, the spectrum, the margin. Let us open our hearts to the complexity of our worlds. Let us make our lives sanctuaries to nurture our many identities. The day is coming when all will know that the rainbow world is more gorgeous than the monochrome, that a river of identities can ebb and flow over the static, stubborn rocks in its course, that the margins hold the center.
May the children see more clearly. May the elders be more wise. May the winds of change caress us, even though it burns our eyes. And I am willing, I am willing to be hopeless. It seems so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change.
Still no audio.
Sorry for the technical glitch, folks, on these embedded video files. We're going to give it a sec to see if they can figure out how to make it work, and then we'll go to Meg's message.
Okay.
So online can hear it, but we're having trouble hearing it in our space.
Oh.
That is the Reverend Meg Riley, as you probably saw, our partner on this project.
Check to make sure that computer isn't muted on the keyboard.
We interact with.
We can try that. Oh, no, it's not what we're trying to do, but it's a backup. So you have to start it
It's
over.
coming over. Go ahead. Can you restart the video?
Still take us always.
Sorry, folks, at least it's a backup plan.
And towards oppression. You know, for decades I've gone to work.
All right, let's try this again.
Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I don't know about you, but I have turned to all the parts of that prayer at various times of my life. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, things that go on with or without my acceptance. People who I love are dead. I made mistakes that I can't fix. Or how about this? The sheer motion of the earth. I can't change that in this hour, while we're here, the earth will move us 1,000 miles, even though it feels like we're standing perfectly still. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. And as Angela Davis says, grant me the courage to change the things I cannot accept. It's kind of a paradox. Those of us who have privilege, before we can challenge that privilege, we kind of have to accept the things that we cannot change. And being given privilege is one of the things that we cannot change. Using that privilege to resist is claiming the courage to change what we cannot accept. We who have privilege often want to believe that if we behave differently, if we treat each and every person we interact with respect and treat them well, that by doing that individually, somehow we are stepping off of these moving walkways that still take us always towards privilege and towards oppression. You know, for decades I've gone to workshops, I've done activism, I've read blogs, I've written blogs, I've thought about it, I've loved people of many races, I've done what I can, and the more I learn, the more I realize that I cannot change the racism in which I was raised, in which we all were raised, whoever we are, we're swimming in it. It can't be changed unless we resist. Teachers taught me the word super whitey, and I've realized that day after day, super whitey whispers sweet nothings in my ear that I don't even hear, that I don't even feel, that feel as if I'm standing still, when in fact, if I'm not in active resistance, I am listening to super whitey. So as I try to discern on a daily basis what I should accept because I cannot change, and what I should change because I cannot accept it, that concept of resistance comes to me over and over. Focused, active, resistance, going against the tide, stopping the movement, or going against the natural, what I'm told is a natural movement that I, as a person of privilege, should embrace, that I should listen to voices of authority, that I should worship order and obedience, that I will be safe and I will be comfortable if I stand back from conflict, and that that is somehow right and good and the path I should take forward. Resistance takes me where I don't want to go sometimes. Sometimes I don't want to go out in the streets. Sometimes I want to stay home and just feel safe. And Super Whitey whispers to me, that's what you should do. And that's exactly when I know that to save my own soul, I need to do something that's different. As I become more conscious, I realize that the things that I'm doing that don't feel like I'm even doing anything are causing more pain to people who are already holding more of the pain. That as I benefit from privilege without thinking, it is at the expense of other people. And the more conscious that I become, the more motivating it becomes to not cause more harm to other people whose lives are already hard, just the way I don't want people to cause me more harm in the areas where my life is already hard. All of the things that we do are inherently neutral. There are tools that we can use to resist and tools that we can use to accept and even embrace privilege. Take these tools of technology that we're using in these services. They are inherently neutral tools. They are possibly tools of liberation. And yet, more and more we see that in this world, the culture is directing technology to be used in particular ways and not to be used in particular ways. And there are rewards and punishments depending on how we use technology. Just last week, the Facebook page of Black Lives Matter Minneapolis, where I live, was taken down, and so were the individual pages of a number of the key activists in Black Lives Matter Minneapolis taken down because they called out a police officer who had, through his own social media, literally for several demonstrations, encouraged people to drive their cars into the demonstrators. And when this police officer was called out, instead of responding by sharing that news as something of concern, Facebook responded by saying that the pages were inappropriate and taking them down. Here in this setting, we want to use social media and technology differently from that. We want to use it to connect people, to listen to the voices on the margin, and to care for one another. Here in this community, we bless the path of resistance. We encourage one another to take risks, to stand with each other, to stand against the tide. Here in this community, we accept the Serenity Prayer as amended by Dr. Angela Davis. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I cannot accept, and the wisdom to know the difference. May it be so.
Give me a mighty oak to hold my confusion. Give me a desert to hold my fears. Give me a sunset to hold my wonder. Give me an ocean to hold my tears. 'Cause I am open and I am willing to be hopeless. What seems so strange, it dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. So lift me up to the light of change.
Share in the chat your personal response to the question that you see on the screen. That question is, what mantra or short phrase sustains you when you need hope or courage? Words of the Talmud. Do not be daunted by the enormity of the world's grief. Do justly now. Love mercy now. Walk humbly now. You are not obligated to complete the work, but neither are you free to abandon it. We are not free to abandon the work. We are called though only to take one step, the next step, one more step. May we find the strength we need to sustain both hope and courage. May we resist both hate and violence. Hate and violence are not the only choices. Let us live as if love were real, and by our resistance, make it so. So may it be, and amen.
Now we come to that time in our service when we extinguish the chalices we've lit to mark this time together. But the flame of love, the flame of our commitment to a just and caring world burns eternal. So if you carry that flame, please say now, either in the chat bar or out loud, I carry the flame.
I carry the flame.
And if you'd like to, you can rise in body or spirit for our closing song.
One more step, we will take one more step, till there is peace for us, and everyone will take one more step. One more word, we will say one more word, till every word is heard by everyone. We'll say one more word, one more prayer, we will say one more prayer, till every prayer is shared by everyone. We'll say one more prayer. One more song, we will sing one more song, till every song is sung by everyone. We'll sing one more song.
Amen. Go in peace, everyone.
Ho!